Every month you wait, someone else takes your market. Let's start with a question that almost every medical device manufacturer asks. How quickly can we enter the Hong Kong market? It's a simple question, but behind that question is usually a much bigger concern. Because what manufacturers are really asking is, how quickly can we start selling? How quickly can we generate revenue? How quickly can we recover our regulatory investment? How quickly can we expand into Asia? And perhaps most importantly, how do we avoid wasting months on unnecessary delays? Here's the reality. Many manufacturers believe entering Hong Kong should be easy. After all, we already have CE marking. We already have FDA clearance. We already sell in multiple countries. Then, 6 months later, they're still waiting. The distributor becomes impatient. Forecasts are missed. Competitors gain market share, and the launch timeline keeps moving. The truth is, getting into Hong Kong quickly is possible. But speed doesn't happen by accident. Speed comes from preparation. Speed comes from strategy. Speed comes from avoiding the mistakes that slow everyone else down. In today's video, we'll discuss the fastest path to Hong Kong market entry, step-by-step process, realistic timelines, cost breakdown, required documents, hidden delays, common mistakes, strategies to accelerate approval, real-world examples, how OMC Medical helps manufacturers enter faster. Let's begin. Part 1. What does fast entry actually mean? Many companies think fast entry equals fast submission. That's not true. Fast entry means faster preparation, faster documentation review, faster communication, faster regulatory responses, faster commercialization. The fastest companies are not necessarily the ones that submit first. They're the ones that submit correctly. Example: Company A submits quickly. Documentation incomplete. Receives multiple clarification requests. Approval delayed. Company B spends additional time preparing. Submission complete. Minimal clarification requests. Approval faster. Speed comes from preparation, not rushing. Part 2. Understanding the Hong Kong market entry process. Let's break down the process. Understanding every step helps identify where delays occur. Step 1. Market entry assessment. Evaluate. Device classification. Intended use. Existing approvals. Documentation readiness. Timeline: 1 to 2 weeks. Common mistake: starting registration without understanding classification. Result: wrong strategy from day 1. Step 2. Regulatory gap analysis. Review: technical documentation, clinical evidence, risk management, labeling, quality documentation. Timeline: 2 to 4 weeks. Common mistake: assuming FDA or CE documentation automatically satisfies requirements. Step 3. Local responsible person appointment. A local responsible person (LRP) is essential. Without an effective LRP, communication slows, Questions take longer. Documentation issues increase. Timeline: 1 to 3 weeks. Step 4. Documentation preparation. Compile. Device description. Intended use. Risk management files. Clinical evidence. Quality system evidence. Labeling documentation. Timeline: 4 to 12 weeks. This is where many projects lose time. Step 5. Submission. Application package submitted. Step 6. Review and clarifications. Regulators evaluate safety, performance, consistency, documentation quality. Timeline: variable. This stage determines overall speed. Part 3. The real timeline breakdown. Let's answer the question directly. How fast can you enter Hong Kong? Scenario 1. Best case timeline. Device already has CE mark, FDA clearance, complete technical file, strong QMS, experienced regulatory team. Timeline: approximately 3 to 6 months. Scenario 2. Average manufacturer. Documentation needs updates. Minor gaps exist. Several clarifications expected. Timeline: 6 to 12 months. Scenario 3. High-risk delay scenario. Problems include missing documents, weak clinical evidence, poor labeling, inexperienced representative. Timeline: 12+ months. Key lesson: the regulator is not usually the biggest cause of delay. Preparation is. Part 4. Documents required for fast entry. The fastest approvals usually involve complete documentation, administrative documents, manufacturer details, authorization letters, contact information, company information, device information, device description, intended use, product specifications, variants, quality documents, ISO 13485 certificate, quality system evidence, audit records, risk documents, risk management file, hazard analysis, risk control measures, clinical documents, clinical evaluation, clinical evidence, literature review, labeling documents, labels, packaging, instructions for use. Common problem: documents exist, but information conflicts. This causes delays. Part 5. Cost breakdown: the true price of speed. Manufacturers often ask, what does faster entry cost? Let's discuss both visible and hidden costs. Direct costs typically include regulatory consulting, documentation review, LRP services, submission support, compliance assessments. Internal costs: team resources, documentation updates, project management. Hidden costs: the most important category. Delay cost: every month delayed means lost revenue, delayed distributor sales, delayed market access. Opportunity cost: competitors enter first, hospitals choose alternative products, market share decreases. Rework cost: poor preparation leads to additional reviews, additional consulting, additional revisions. Example: a company spends weeks trying to save money on documentation review. Months later, the cost of delays exceeds the original consulting budget. Part 6. The 7 biggest reasons approvals slow down. Mistake 1. Incomplete technical documentation. Mistake 2. Wrong device classification. Example: incorrect classification leads to inappropriate submission strategy. Mistake 3. Weak clinical evidence. Mistake 4. Inconsistent intended use statements. Technical file says one thing, label says another, brochure says something else. Mistake 5. Poor local responsible person selection. Lowest cost isn't always lowest risk. Mistake 6. Slow clarification responses. Every delayed response extends timelines. Mistake 7. No regulatory strategy. Many companies focus on registration. Few focus on strategy. Strategy determines speed. Part 7. How to reduce approval time. Let's discuss practical solutions. Solution 1. Conduct a regulatory gap analysis before submission. Solution 2. Prepare complete documentation. Solution 3. Select an experienced LRP. Solution 4. Review labeling before submission. Solution 5. Create a clarification response team. Solution 6. Use existing approvals strategically. CE marking and FDA approvals can strengthen submissions when properly leveraged. Solution 7. Work with experienced regulatory experts. Experience often prevents months of delay. So, how fast can you enter the Hong Kong market? The answer depends on one thing: preparation. A well-prepared manufacturer may enter within months. A poorly prepared manufacturer may spend a year or more resolving avoidable issues. The fastest route isn't cutting corners. It's eliminating mistakes before they happen. Planning to enter Hong Kong? Need help with market entry strategy, MDACS registration, documentation review, regulatory gap analysis, local responsible person services, technical file preparation, approval acceleration strategies? OMC Medical can help. Our regulatory experts support manufacturers from planning through approval and post-market compliance. Talk to OMC Medical today. Request a Hong Kong market entry assessment. Enter the Hong Kong market faster, reduce regulatory risk, and accelerate your path to revenue. The companies that enter Hong Kong fastest are not the ones that rush. They're the ones that prepare properly, submit strategically, and avoid the delays that catch everyone else off guard.